Hello, Aquarius. So before we start your weekly reading, I pulled two cards for you from the Oracle decks, and what you pulled from Le Vampire is courtesy, thoughtful, polite, and good manners. And this card speaks about being kind to others and using your grace to create harmony in social interactions. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled acceptance. This is about embracing your imperfections and looking at yourself in a different way. And I really feel like looking at the two, that courtesy is speaking about being kind to yourself and really truly accepting who you are. Okay, Aquarius, here is the energy coming through. Wow, wow. Judgment. Judgment is all about rising up to hear the call and reviewing your past with joy rather than regret. And here you need to be careful about the judgment that you pass on yourself or others. This just blows me away looking at what you pulled for the oracle cards. I mean, when you look at these, courtesy could be saying to be kind to others, and acceptance is saying to accept not only your own imperfections, but others as well. And then judgment is like backing that up. So I feel like here, you need to be kind to yourself. And again, with judgment, review your past with joy rather than regret. The past is the past. In order to move on, we need to be okay with our past events. And again, be careful where you place your judgment. And in the past, wow. So, and that makes sense. I mean, looking at all of it, it makes so much sense. So the Five of Pentacles, excuse me. The Five of Pentacles is all about poverty, loss, and feeling like you're being left out in the cold. Now, it's also more so the fear of losing anything than it is actually. So, I feel like looking at that and what you've pulled so far that, maybe you have felt like left out by others. But, the other part of this card too is that when you look at the image, there are two people that look like they are destitute walking past a church. And the other message here is that you are not alone. Where you may have felt rejected by others, you are not the only one. So you are not alone in this feeling of loss here. And I feel like looking at this, I mean, it makes sense that there's this need to be okay with past events in order to move on. Very nice. Very, very nice. So, and what a contrast between the two. The Three of Pentacles, this is all about doing something new. And what you're starting here, people are recognizing you for it and seeking you out for what it is that you're doing here. And again, it's you doing the right thing. But I feel like looking at the Pentacles here, I feel like you're starting something new here that's going to create some wealth into your life. But, you're definitely at the beginning stages here. But again, you're being recognized for what it is that you do. So, definitely in order to move forward, you definitely need to be okay with past events. And again, be kind to yourself and others. Future conditions. So the Seven of Cups. Now, looking at this, I worry that whatever it is that you're doing here, there may be different options for you. And it's like you don't know what to do. So the Seven of Cups is like, excuse me, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm losing my voice here. The Seven of Cups is all about what the hell do I do? There may be too many options in front of you right now. Too much disorganization, and, the warning here is not to get caught up in illusions, and if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. But, with having something new come to you out of this loss, it would make sense that there may be this feeling of, what do I do? What is it that I need to do? And judgment being the signifier is saying it's okay. You need to let the past go. It is what it is. It is the past. Because, here, this could block you from what it is that you're doing here. The best path to follow, look at that. Wow. So again, it's like needing to be okay with the past. I mean, you know, the Eight of Cups is all about moving on emotionally before you do physically. So in the Eight of Cups, you built something, but it just wasn't fulfilling enough for you. But it's like you're saying that's okay. Emotionally, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to take a different path now. And there it is. But again, it's telling you that it's okay. Emotionally, you need to be okay with letting go of what you have started before because it's not fulfilling you. Wow, wow. Yeah, I would say so. My goodness. The Tower. Oh, these readings are just blowing me away this week. Adding the Oracle cards has just been absolutely amazing. The Tower is all about having built on a false foundation. This is where, shocking change may happen, where all the people in the situations that you thought were there for you are no longer going to be. But the beauty in this card is that you get to rebuild something so much better than what you had before. This is about clearing out all the shit that does not serve you. And, again, it's like needing to be okay with past events, the things that did not fulfill you, needing to clean it out in order to build this new opportunity here. And again, it's like you're being sought out for what you're doing. But, be careful here. There's some emotional backing here. You need to be okay with letting the past go for sure. And you definitely need to get rid of what it is that does not serve you so that you can build something better. And it's like here, yes, it's getting ready to start for you. But, again, be careful about disorganization, which again would make sense with a tower coming crashing down and getting rid of all that junk. Your hopes and your fears. So now the Queen of Wands. As a hope for me looking at this speaks about stepping into your own power and taking control of your situation. So the Queen of Wands represents a fire sign. This is somebody, again, who is passionate and driven, but she has the ability to take a group of people and say, okay, here, you do this, and you do this. She knows how to manage situations and the people that are around her. Now, I don't see a fear here other than, looking at her on the flip side, it just talks about being self-absorbed. But I really feel like this is telling you that you need to step into your own power. And looking at it as a person, this could be somebody coming through that has to do with this shocking change here. But her message is to go after the things that you want in your life. And, here it's like you're starting it. But it's like there's so much going on just within this here. My goodness. And the outcome, wow. So the Knight of Pentacles. So you're definitely getting messages coming through that may have to do with putting in some hard work. But, with that Knight, it's like taking a minute to see what it is that you can do to make what you have grow. What can I do to create more? And, I feel like looking at that Queen, and there's two ways to look at this. As a hope and a fear, this is about stepping into your own power and taking control of the situation. Now, if this is a person coming through, this may be somebody that might be helping you here with this new stuff that's going on. and what it is that you're trying to rebuild. Because clearly what you had in the past was not enough. It just was not enough. And then bringing these two back in, again, I feel like there's this need to be okay with your imperfections and to be kind to yourself more so than other people around you, because man, you've got a lot of stuff going on here that needs to be worked out for sure. And if there were people involved that made you feel left out here in the past, definitely the best path for you to go down would be the one of courtesy and acceptance. Because if people made you feel that way, to carry an attitude of hate only creates that same feeling back to you. So it would make sense that the best path would be to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna accept that you are who you are and leave it at that. But I really feel like looking at this, that this has to do with your own self-acceptance and being courteous to yourself more so than others, and being careful about the judgment that you pass on yourself. And again, being okay with the past. It's okay to say that, you know what, this isn't fulfilling enough for me, and I need a change, and I need to do something better. And here you're stepping into your own power, and you're still doing what you need to do to build something better than what you had before. But, again, be careful here. Just don't get caught up in illusions, and certainly when you look at these two here, if we were looking at it in the reverse, I would be worried about maybe a self-absorbed person that's more interested in their own gain when it comes to what you're trying to do here. But really, truly, looking at all sides of this, I feel like this is all about you and what you are doing and what you need to do to continue to build what it is that you truly want. I really like how these two played into this reading. I really feel like there's this need to be accepting of yourself and being okay with the past and being kind to who you are and embracing your imperfections. And again, I feel like looking at these three, this is saying that you are going to be stepping into your own power when it comes to what you're creating here. And again, it's like you're being recognized for it. And there's definitely messages coming through with having to put in some work. But I really feel like you're going to start seeing the results of what it is that you want, even though in the past you may have pulled this feeling of loss and being left out. The only thing that I worry about here is just be careful about getting caught up in illusions. And remember that it is okay to accept the fact that what you had before did not work for you. Again, this is about moving on emotionally before you do physically. And the Tower is saying, yeah, we need to clear out the shit that does not serve us so that we can build something better. But, again, with Judgment pulling through as a signifier, I really feel like, especially with the two Oracle cards here, that you need to be kind to yourself and accept who you are, embrace your imperfections, and definitely walk away from the things that do not serve you so that you can build something better. And again, with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you're starting to. This is new, but again, you're doing the right thing and you're going to be recognized for it. So I love this reading. I love how the cards tied in, but I really feel like the message here is that if you're going to go on a new path, be okay with who you are and accept the past for what it is. It is the past.